Hi, thanks for joining me. If you're just joining me, I'm showing you a couple tips on how I made this little accordion envelope book. I have another video which I'm going to link to right up here in this corner where I show you how to make the insert, the envelopes and the accordions. That looks like this. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I made the cover. Now, if you look real close, and I don't know if you can see this, because my camera doesn't autofocus, you can see up here in the corner, you can see a little bit of the cover showing through. So I'm just going to show you how I did this. I'm sure somebody can come up with a better way where you don't see that little bit of chipboard coming through, but at least I can get you started putting your book together. So I'm making my book out of 4 5.5-inch square envelopes. And for the cover, I'm just using a kind of a medium weight chipboard. You can purchase this as chipboard, or actually this was the back of a pad of construction paper. So if you've got kids and you got a lot of drawing paper or newsprint or construction paper, something like that around, you can see this is just a, it's not flimsy, but it's not anything special. You could totally use a cereal box. You just might want to double it up and put 2 pieces right on top of one another. You can use pretty much, and whatever you can find in your house will work for this for sure. And what I like to do is cut this chipboard so that it's a 1/2 inch bigger than my book on 3 sides. So the one side I'm going to line up flush, or excuse me, a 1/4 inch bigger on 3 sides. I'm sorry about that. So one side is going to line up flush, and then we're going to have that little bit of a border, just like in a regular book, you have a little bit of a border around the pages. Okay, so I cut this at a 1/2 inch bigger this way, and only a 1/4 inch bigger this way, so that I can get that 1/4 inch border on 3 sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my chipboard and just apply a little bit of adhesive on all 4 sides. And this is just to help me keep it in place while I'm doing the wrapping. And then I'm going to set it down and kind of center it on the wrong side of my pattern paper. Okay. And now I'm just going to fold up all 4 sides, so I have kind of my score line where I'm going to be sticking that down. And now I have these little score lines in the corner. You probably can't see that on my pattern paper, but what I did before was I just cut with my scissors straight across that corner, and that allowed there to be a little bit of the chipboard showing through. So I'm going to try something different this time, and I hope it'll work. I am going to cut straight down this piece here. So I'm just cutting on those score lines just up to the corner. So that is going to go straight down like that. Cover up the whole side of the chipboard. And then on the other pieces, oh, and I'm going to do that on this other side too. Okay, and then on these other pieces that I haven't cut yet, I am going to cut at a little bit of an angle, just so it looks nice when I fold it down. Now, like I said, I don't know for sure if this is going to work. Now again, I'm going to take my score tape. Love score tape. This whole book is held together with score tape, and it's awesome. And I'm just going to put some right up against the edges of my pattern paper flaps. So I've got all my score tape applied, and I'm going to start with these 2 flat sides that don't have the angles on them. And I'm just going to remove the score tape, fold that over, and press it down firmly all the way along the piece of paper. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Tight. Okay. And now I'm going to do my other sides, and hopefully it'll work and my corners won't be messy and you won't be able to see the chipboard. Wow, nice. It's not completely perfect, but it looks a heck of a lot nicer than my other one. You really can't see that chipboard at all. And here's my finished cover. Now, I want to make sure that the owls are facing up. And here's where you put your whole book together. Now, your flat piece of your envelope, remember we had on both sides of the accordion, we have a little flat piece there that lays flat on our surface. That is going to go right inside, centered, and flush up against the edge. And this is a little bit tricky because that score tape is sticky, so you got to be really careful because you won't be able to unstick it once you get it down. But this is also, if you're going to put a ribbon closure on your book, this is where you want to put it in. I've got my ribbon. I'm using this really cute brown and white polka dot grosgrain ribbon from American Crafts. And what you want to do at this point is put it inside of your cover, right down the middle, just like that. And it's going to be covered up. We're going to put another piece of cardstock over top of this. So everything is going to be all sandwiched together, but you want the binding of your ribbon to go on the outside of your book. So to glue down my ribbon, you guessed it, I'm using score tape. I'm going to line up my cover here on my grid mat so that I can kind of see where the middle is and I can line it up properly. And I'm just going to put score tape pretty much across the middle of my cover. Make sure you leave enough of a tail on this side so that you'll be able to tie your book later on. And I'm just going to kind of line up my ribbon and stick it down to the score tape. Just like that. And now at this point we want to stick our book in. And it's going to go right along the edge, kind of centered, with the edge here going flush with the edge of the book. So again, I'm going to put some score tape right kind of down the middle of this piece. So I'm going to kind of line up that fold. And stick it down. And then we can check. Yeah, not bad. It looks pretty good. Lined up pretty well. Okay. Now at this point you would go ahead and you'd have your other cover already made, just exactly the same as we did this one. And you would put your score tape along here. And now you don't want it to be, you know, super tight with the ribbon because you're going to put stuff in the envelopes and it's going to kind of bulk up your book a little bit. So I just kind of let it go, and wherever it kind of pops up to naturally, and then I allowed it to be that much ribbon. So I kind of measured, and you know, I would put my other cardstock cover here and glue the ribbon across, just like we did on this side, and then I would glue my other piece down just like that. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to do the 1/2. Now, this does not look very pretty for the inside of our book. So we want to take another piece of cardstock, and I'm going to make it just a tiny, tiny bit smaller than the dimensions of my cover, and it's going to cover up all this inside part. Alright, I got all my score tape applied and the backing taken off, and now I'm just going to, whoops, wrong way. I'm going to center this on the inside of my cover and stick it down really well. And there, doesn't that look so much better? Now you can write on here, or you can put a photo, or if you're giving it as a gift, you can put a little message or whatever you want to do there. So once again, here's the finished and decorated version, and I really hope you'll give this project a try. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.